This is Dr. Saurabh Jain at ProdEgyIAS. Today, we'll be discussing about the term anthropology. When we say the term anthropology, or if you're looking onto this particular subject, or if you're desiring to come up to UPSC preparation for anthropology, the first and foremost thing that we have to understand is what is anthropology? Why we need to understand this particular word, or even if you're inclined towards anthropology, the basic meaning of anthropology, and from that meaning, what we will be studying in anthropology is something which is desired. Now, when we speak about anthropology, of course, or the word itself, anthropology, then you have seen about various things, or you might have read about all these things, that it is the basic study of humans, the understanding of humans, the values of humans, the basic ongoing things regarding humans is something which is stated with anthropology. Now, when we say humans or humankind, we have to understand that with humankind, it is not only the present, it is also the past, it is also the future, which is linked with humans, the term humans or the human race itself. So when we say anthropology, anthropology is something which not only defines what is going on with the humans at present, it also defines what has happened with humans in the past, and it can also presume something that can happen with humans in the future. So anthropology becomes a holistic understanding of humans. When we say this particular thing, humans or human understanding, or when we simply define the terms relative to human understanding also, we have to look up to this particular thing, that how we have started coming on to this particular idea of understanding humans, or we can say the basic meaning of things going on with the humans. When we look up to all these things, the basic idea, the basic knowledge regarding humans comes up from history. When we look up to various different events in history, or when we look up to various different things that has happened in the past, we try to correlate those things with the present. We try to understand what has happened in the past, what is going on in the present, and we try to comparatively analyze both the things. And using that, we try to generate various different things, be it the policy making, be it be the understanding of ongoing problems, be it be the understanding of ongoing cultures, be it be the understanding of ongoing societies, be it be the understanding of ongoing language, be it be the understanding of ongoing evolution in the human life. So when we understand human life on a whole, or when we try to analyze human life on a whole, it is not something which can be influenced, or it is not something which is only influenced by the present. It is also influenced by the past. So when you look up to a particular meaning or understanding of humans, you have to understand the basic history of humans. And in the last 300 and 400 years, what has happened with the humans is that we have developed certain, we can say, phenomena, or we have developed certain instruments of long distance travel. Now that long distance travel across the ages, say from 14th and 15th century through the European expeditions till the present scenario where the internet has got evolved, the human scenario has changed, or human scenario has created one particular aspect, which is identifying, analyzing and recording the basic events that has happened. Be it be Columbus, be it be Vasco da Gama, if you look up to with reference to India, or be it be many other Chinese explorers and scholars, what they have done, they have created written records of what they have seen during that era, written records about what has happened in that particular era. And many historians we can see, be it be from Herodotus to Aristotle to various different types of these scholars in China also, what we have seen is that they have created a record. When they have created a record, it has created something called as history for us. We try to understand those records. We try to understand and analyze those particular things. And we try to generate solutions for us even today using those records. That becomes history. That history is not something which can be seen for a long duration. These written records may be limited for, say, 1,000, 2,000, or even 3,000 years, where records can be given, where understanding can be driven for not more than 2,000 years. Before that, we also have the records. We have the records in the form of deciphers. We have the records in the form of images. We have the records in the form of scripts. We have the records in the form of paintings. That has also created a record, which has been understood as a proto-history, something which has generated understanding of written records. But before that also, there are various things, there are various events that might have happened with humans. For the last 2 or 3 million years, humans have been evolving. They have been continuously evolving through their physical scenarios, through their physical beings, through their biochemical beings, through their cultural beings, through their societal beings. They have constantly been evolving. So when we look up to this particular aspect of history, or when we look up to this particular aspect of the overall past of the humans, and we analyze the things today, and we can decipher the things in tomorrow, that becomes anthropology. Or this particular term, or this particular understanding comes up with 2 basic things. Number 1, anthropos, and second is logos. Logos is something which we can simply understand, study, which simply resembles the study, the understanding, the research, the correlation, comparison that comes about with various things which are being studied. But anthropos is something which speaks about humans, the basic being, the Homo sapiens, or human beings. Now, when we understand human beings, it is a comparative and holistic understanding of everything that goes around with human beings. That may be number 1, their culture. That may be number 2, their society. Apart from culture and society, their body, their structure, their genetics, their evolution. Now, coming down to society and culture, back again, the languages, the religion, the family that is being created, and understanding the tribes, culture, tribal culture, and then the day-to-day happenings or understandings of human society and human culture also. So when we understand anthropos and logos, anthropology holistically can define the emergence, history, development, evolution, characteristics, behavior, society, culture, ethnicity, language, socio-economic development, governance, that all is going on with the human beings. Study of all that becomes anthropology. Now, when we look up to this particular thing, the basic idea of anthropology, or the basic understanding of something what we have seen as the overall evolution of human beings, we have to understand this particular thing also, that it is something that which is quite new also. It is not something which has been constantly there. Writing up of history has constantly been there. In the past, we look up to various different monarchs, kings, and various different empirical aspects also, where we have seen that people have started writing their happenings or their underpinnings or their works or their literature. So classified literature was created for different monarchs that we can look up to as the basic historical text today. Before that, people used to write all these things in the form of slabs, scripts, paintings, cave arts. All of these things were present. So when we look up to all these things, or when we decipher all these things, be it be the Mayan civilization, be it be the Harappan civilization, be it be the Indus Valley civilization, holistically, we look up to all these things as those aspects of human development where we have seen the inscripts regarding what has happened during that particular era, during that particular society, during that particular culture. But before that also, human might have evolved, human might have gone through various different things, various different aspects of its life. That becomes archaeology. So first and foremost aspect of anthropology, or bringing in the basic understanding of anthropology, we look up to archaeology. We look up to the archives. We look up, and how do we look up to these archives? We look up to all these archives using different tools. And the first and foremost tool that we look up to is what different types of weapons or tools the humans were using. So when we understand that particular thing, archaeology gives us the basic meaning to the tools, be it the stone tools, the copper tools, the iron tools, all different types of the tools, or different types of the mechanisms that humans have used over its development for its well-being or for its living. That becomes the basic understanding. Now, using archaeology, we can also define different types of fossils which are being developed, or different types of fossils which are being created of humans, or the fossils of humans also, or the fossils of human precursors also. So we create a timeline using that particular thing. That is the emergence and history of humans. Using that timeline, understanding that particular timeline, we can understand how on the global scale this human population might have emerged, might have got distributed, what all different factors might have played role in creating their groups. And when that idea of groups comes into, two different thoughts also originate over here. The first and foremost aspect of creating a group comes up with the British anthropology or the British school of thought also, which speaks about this particular thing, that fine, if there is a group of humans, that group of humans might have created society. And that society might have generated some amount of culture, some amount of aspects to hold itself. And that's how the social development of humans is being spoken of with the British school of thought. Contrary to that, the American school of thought has emerged, which creates the basic idea of human evolution, or the basic mechanism of human evolution based on culture. The cultural thought of human evolution have also evolved with the American school of thought, and that's how the cultural understanding of humans have evolved. So if we look up to the overall meaning or overall understanding of anthropology according to different schools of thought also, we can differentiably look up to the basic definition of anthropology also. Now, if we look up to the basic meaning of anthropology across different schools, across different thought processes also, anthropology is nothing but just the comparative study of mankind, where the overall study of Homo sapiens, or the Homo word, Homo species itself, from its beginning right up to the present, with the terms of time, space, and aspects of mankind. Devoid of any space, devoid of any time, how humans have evolved, how they are functioning, how their basic mechanisms are being created. That is what is anthropology. Like, for example, if we look up to the basic understanding of anthropology with the sense of Franz Boas, the father of American anthropology, it speaks about the physical and cultural development of mankind, with its interrelations and the conditions of geographical, chronological, and environmental factors. It mostly speaks about the cultural development, how culture has came out, and based on that, how different societies have been created, how different groups have been created, and how different meanings or methods of development have been created across anthropology. So the American school of thought mostly speaks about the cultural development, the development of humans based on, or grouping up of humans based on different types of different sets of cultures. The second aspect of it also comes up with the British school of thought, where it speaks about anthropology getting developed through society. Now, if we look up to that also, if we look down to the British school of thought also, where E.B. Taylor has spoken about the basic understanding of anthropology also, where we look up to anthropology being the history of man's races, culture, including language, customs, beliefs, and institutions. Holistically, it speaks more about the human society. The understanding or the group develops from human society, or the idea develops from the human society, and the basic idea of human development is being created. Now, if we look up to the other aspects of holistically, if we understand what is anthropology, or if we understand how different aspects of anthropology has been created, we can look up to other aspects also. So now if we understand what is anthropology, or how the holistic development of humans is being comparatively spoken of, we can look up to anthropology as something where the overall development of humans' body structure, that may be the diversity, the races, tribes, heredity, environment, how it all has created a place, or it has created an influence towards the overall development of the humans. That is something which is being taken up as the first aspect of anthropology. The second aspect of anthropology can be taken up where the societal and the cultural development of the humans have been spoken. When we look up to this particular thing, how the family, religion, culture, society has been created, the kinship, economic and political organizations, they have been created with humans. That is second aspect of understanding anthropology also. The third aspect of understanding anthropology is to link up all these things across the historical developments, and then understanding how these historical developments have played a role in the overall development, or creating a timeline towards development of the humans also. That's how we look up to the development of, or the overall timeline of the fossils, artifacts across various geographical distributions, across various developments, across various civilizations, across various cultures also. We look up to the fossils and we try to understand, or we try to create a complete timeline of the humans' emergence, distribution, formation of the societies, and how these societies which have been created across different distributions, they have adapted on to different cultures. And then how this particular timeline of fossils can be linked up with the primates and their evolution. How across the geological time scale, the humans have been evolving, what new characters have been added, what characters have been deleted, how the utility of these characters have been created. That looks up to the primates and the evolution of the humans. Now this holistically creates a complete sketch where on the one hand we look up to the humans' development, the developmental stage or the present stage of the humans, where we can look up to the genetics, the body structure, the characterizations of the humans, the basic functioning of the humans is one hand of it. The second hand of it all comes up from how it has all got evolved across the ages. So starting from the fossils, the earliest fossils up to the present time, how these all characters have evolved is one aspect of it. The second aspect of it, how holistically it creates a group, it creates a culture, it creates a society, and across the society, what different parameters we have created, be it the language, be it the religion, be it the ethnicity, be it the tribes, be it the all different aspects of it, that comes up as something which is constantly evolving aspects of the humans. So two different evolving aspects of the humans. One is the physical aspect of human. The second is the cultural aspect of human. Holistically, when clubbed together with the history of the humans, becomes anthropology. So we have to understand this particular thing, that anthropology in a larger scale can be understood with various and several different types of the branches which are being generated across anthropology. So we look up to the basic branches of anthropology which have been developed across all these understandings, meanings, different schools of thoughts. That may be British school of thought, that may be American school of thought, and then there is an Indian school of thought which is more influenced towards the British school of thought. We have created that the branches of anthropology or the understanding of humans can be done when we look up to the first, the pro-historical aspects of human or the prehistorical aspects of the human. Second, the historical aspects of the human. Third, the body line structures or the physical characters of the humans, the structures across the ages and then the present. And then the societal aspects of the humans have to be understood. To understand anthropology for a larger scale also. So the basic branches of anthropology, when we look up to, starts up with the archaeological anthropology, which is common across the American school, across the British school also, which speaks about how the humans have got evolved across ages, say from 2 million years ago up to 11,700 years ago, where the human civilization has started, what has happened across the human races, how different fossils have been found, what are their characteristics, how different these fossils have been timelined, all these things, and what have been their distribution, how the distribution has been seen. That all comes across archaeological anthropology. The second aspect of it comes up with the physical anthropology, which mostly speaks about the biological characteristics of the humans, starting from how the humans are being created or how a living being is being created, how they have got evolved, how the primates have got evolved, what all different types of the primates we can see, how the humans are linked to different types of the primate species, that may be tarsiers to humans, how they have got evolved, that understanding of it. Then from here, what is the human structure? Genetics, how the genetics have played a particular role towards the evolution, or how the evolving factors or the environmental factors have created a particular emphasis over the genetical evolution of the humans, also comes up with the second aspect of it, which is physical anthropology. The third and foremost aspect of it is ethnology, the ethnology. The ethnology, which mostly speaks about how the ethnic development of the humans have taken place, what all different ethnicities humans have adopted across the overall distribution in the globe. Because the global distribution or the physical factors or the environmental factors might have created different aspects of adaptations in humans, which may created different practices across humans, practices that may have been useful for their living. People, those who are living in high sunlight, may have a different practice than people living in low sunlight. People, those who are exposed towards more of the grasslands, might have different practices than people exposed towards more of the desert-like conditions. So across the global distribution, across the environmental distribution, across the environment, across different groups which have been created in the globe, how different ethnic developments have been created. That is something which is being spoken of with ethnology. With ethnology, we can understand this particular thing with the British school also, with the American school also, and ultimately it gets developed in India with socio-cultural anthropology, which is the third important aspect of anthropology. The fourth important aspect of anthropology comes up with the linguistic anthropology, which is again an extension of socio-cultural anthropology also, or we can say is directly related with socio-cultural anthropology, where the linguistic and the tribal development and the overall group-based development of the humans can be spoken of. This also helps us in understanding the contemporary development and the contemporary scenarios with the humans also. The contemporary socio-cultural problems, the contemporary governance-based problems, the contemporary socio-economic problems, the contemporary tribal problems, the contemporary ethnic problems, they can all be understood over here with the linguistic anthropology, which also brings us to the applied anthropology as well. So the overall understanding of anthropology can be driven through all these different aspects of anthropology also. So basic meaning of anthropology comes up with, you have to understand how humans have evolved, how their primates might have evolved, and then how humans have evolved, what all different characteristics of humans have evolved across the ages. And then we have to understand this particular thing that, okay, fine, now humans have evolved, what are their body structures, how they are being created, what are the factors driving towards those body structures, that may be the genetics of humans. Then linked to that, how the reproductive variabilities of humans have been created, understanding that particular aspect of it. Then holistically, when we look up to this, the development and the biological factor, how it has all been compared across the different stages of development of humans, be it from the primitive human, which is Australopithecus, to the present Homo sapiens, how different characters have been evolved. This is one aspect of it. The second aspect of anthropology is understanding how these societies, cultures, and when we speak about societies and cultures, of course, they may be something which may be more conflicting with different things or different aspects in the past. Various different revolutions have been created which have spoken about these societal norms, or which might have spoken about the cultural norms in different aspects also. These different aspects, comparing these school of thoughts, becomes the socio-cultural anthropology, and understanding those thoughts and understanding the basic outline of it, how it might have been created, why it was the basic idea, why it was the basic phenomena at that particular time. That is also something that we can understand with anthropology. Another aspect of anthropology is these contemporary problems that we can see or that we can observe These problems may be geographical, these problems may be historical, these problems may be political, these problems may be socio-economic, these problems can be tribal, these problems can be ethnic, these problems can be linguistic. Understanding those problems associated with humans. So the past, the present, and the future of humans is nothing but just anthropology. At ProdEgyIAS, we are coming up with the Anthropology Foundation Course. I hope this particular video was informative, was something. I have tried to bring it down to a particular level that at least a common human can understand the basic meanings of it, the basic understandings of it. And from here on, we can build upon with various different videos also. In the next series of videos, we will be coming up with the detailed outlining of the anthropology syllabus for UPSC Mains. And this all course would be conducted at ProdEgyIAS through online and offline mode. Do log in to us, do subscribe our channel, and come down to us if you have any problem. Thank you very much.